If any of you want to share your interview experience through our YouTube channel, you are always welcome. Please do share your contact information and what are the companies that you got placed in to our email ID techmyhire@gmail.com, and we will contact you and we can make a video.
Hello everyone, this is Ramana. You're watching me on techmyhire YouTube channel. Here we have Avinash, who got placed in TCS, and here he was going to share his interview experience, TCS digital role he got. And before diving into the video, those who are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel now. You will get a lot of videos regarding placements. So, hi Avinash. So, can you introduce yourself to viewers?
Thank you, Raman. Thank you for inviting me on your platform. And I was glad having your invitation on this type of opportunity. So my name is Onish Kumar Singh, and I am currently pursuing my BTech, and I am in currently fourth year. Recently, I have got an offer from Wipro as well as in TCS Digital, and maybe I can join TCS Digital in the future.
Okay.
Right now, I have done 2 internships as well, and doing the third one. Apart from that, as my hobby, I teach on my own YouTube channel named as Coder Brains, on which I used to upload different videos of Python, C, C++, and Java, etc. So that's all from my end.
Okay, so what about the interview process? What are the questions that you got and how you answered them?
Okay, so for interview process, I got a call from for the interview that you have your interview. But the very first interview that they scheduled, I missed it because I did not check the mail regularly. So I missed it. So after requesting them that please reschedule the interview because I am unable to see the scheduled interview. So they rescheduled it, and after 10 days, they rescheduled my interview, and I sat for the interview. And there are 2 rounds in the interview. The very first is the technical round, and the second one is the HR round. Okay. And the 2 rounds went consecutively. There is no time lapse, or you sat once and just you have to give the 2 interview at once. There is no time lapse between them.
Okay, so what are the questions you got in interview?
Okay, so in interview, the very first questions that the technical person asked me, tell me something about yourself, which I answered it very honestly. The very first thing that I will tell to the candidates who are approaching the TCS is that they have to maintain the ethics and values during the interview, because these are the 2 things that TCS interviewee see in the candidates. In tell me something about yourself question, there are must 2 or 3 things that what you did before, what projects you did, what internships you did, and what are the technologies that you are looking for in the future. Right. If you consider all these things in the tell me something about yourself question, then the interviewer asks you about the projects you did, about the internships you did. They did not ask you anything around, right? Because when you give your interviewee the chance of questioning around question, like they may ask you anything about Java, they may ask you anything about networking. But when you did your internships or projects, or when you saw it in front of them, then they asking the questions from them, right? Yes. So it's very it becomes easy for you to answer that questions because you made it on your own. Yeah. So I did it completely in that way, and I answered their questions very honestly. And after clearing the technical round, the technical person provides me a link that you have to click on that link and go to the HR round, right? So I went for the HR round, and the HR round the HR person asked me some common questions like, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years later? What are the strategies that you follow? What are your weaknesses, strengths? And do you want to relocate? Do you find any difficulty in relocating? And these type of questions. So you have to prepare for that. You can just Google for that questions and prepare your own answers, honest answers.
HR related questions will be common, so you can find a lot of questions in internet, but we have to be answered by yourself, like the honest answer you have. The questions will be the same across all companies, HR related. So, but TR round, so you got a lot of questions regarding your internship and projects only, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, can you suggest like only the questions you will get from your resume, or like out of resume? How we can say that?
They did not ask you behind the resume that you did not mention. Whatever you mention, they ask only those things.
Okay, so Avinash, so how you got opportunity to participate in this TCS trial?
Okay, so I'm just starting my journey from the very end of the very third year. So after the end of the third year, when I entered the fourth year, my TNP, the training and placement cell, each and every college has some training and placement cell as well. So they send me a mail that you have to register on TCS Next Step portal, and I just registered on the given link. When I cleared the NQT, I got a mail again that you are selected for TCS Ninja test, TCS Toppers test, and you have to clear that. Means the top performer of TCS Ninja, right? I think there may be lakhs of a student sitting for the TCS Ninja, but many few students from that lakhs get selected for the TCS Toppers test. Luckily, I was one of them, and I got a mail that you have to clear the TCS Toppers test. And after 20 days, the TCS Topper test is scheduled, and I sat for that round, and I got 2 coding questions that last for 1 hour.
So it is
And
only,
that coding questions is
coding round, like no.
Yeah, only coding.
Okay.
No, there is no aptitude, only coding questions.
Okay.
And the time is 1 hour, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the difficulty level of that 2 coding questions is a little much higher than you have cleared the Ninja test, right? The
Yes.
difficulty is a little much
Exactly.
higher.
Because the
So,
role is updating and the package will vary, so difficulty levels will vary.
Yeah, difficulty level is little much higher. The very first question I can remember is of array, and I solved it completely, and all the test cases passed. I solved it in 15 minutes. So I have just 45 minutes for the second question. So I was glad that I will definitely solve the second questions also. So when I start reading the second question is a little much difficult. They ask me some data structures and all. So I use different data structures for around 10 minutes. I am shuffling the different data structures, that which data structure I have to use. And finally, I use the hash map and solve the problem. And the all test cases luckily passed, and my 2 coding questions were submitted within 50 minutes.
Yeah.
So
After
that phase has
you got
passed.
call for interview.
Yeah.
First of all, how you prepare for the written test process? There may be aptitude, reasoning, verbal, and as well as some coding questions also. Like from where, what are the resources you found to prepare for this?
So my first year went on marks, right? I always thought about how to get good marks, and good marks. But when I entered the second year, I very well realized that getting some good marks is not going to help me in getting placed in any type of companies, right?
Oh.
So that's why I started preparing for the company. I look for different YouTube videos that how to prepare for TCS Digital. What are the prerequisites that I have to read, or I have to study for going to the TCS Digital. So I made a the exam pattern, how they took the exam pattern, what are the questions they frequently ask. So for aptitude, I took a simple book of R.S. Agrawal, which is of around 300 to 400 pages. I downloaded the book in PDF format, and I solved the book completely. Neither a questions I left. I solved the book completely. Right. And after that, for English, I took a book of Ren and Martin. Like I have solved 2 or 3 chapters in very well manner. The first is errors and correction. They give you some sentences, and they will tell you the how to they will tell you to find the errors in that sentence, right?
Okay.
So this is the main part that you have to figure it out. So for English, I took a book of Ren and Martin and solved that particular chapters also, right? As like for coding questions, the coding questions is not very much difficult. They did not ask you some data structures and all. They ask you simple coding questions, and they check your basic the basic knowledge, how you basically solve your questions, and how you can say that how quickly you innovate your ideas, or how quickly innovate your logic behind the question, right?
Yeah, got it.
So the questions that I see on Gigs for Gigs or different websites, you can just filter the questions according to company, right? So I filter some around 200 questions of TCS on Gigs for Gigs, and I completely solved them, right?
Nice.
Before completing the third year, I completely solved the aptitude. I completely solved the Ren and Martin book. I completely solved around 200 questions on Gigs for Gigs of TCS, right? So this is my 3 preparations that I did before entering the 4th year. And after entering the 4th year, I have to just revise these things, and I have to revise the DBMS, I have to revise the OS, I have to revise the networking and all. And that's how my preparation went.
Okay, so that is the best preparation I can say, because we have to be prepared while entering 4th year only. We will get started with the placements. So in before third year only, we have to practice all this aptitude, reasoning, coding, everything. Because for every company, the same process will be same. So everywhere, if you prepare once, you will attempt a lot of companies. Okay. So
and
what about?
And the best thing is that you have, if you prepare the top level company, then the under level company is already prepared. So that's why I decided to prepare for the TCS Digital.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Avinash. So what are the suggestions that you want to give for the candidates who are going to appear for TCS Digital?
Okay, so my suggestions for them is that if you are in second year, so make sure that you have to start it now. Whether you are in first year, second year, third year, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is how much time you are giving for TCS Digital. So start it now and start in a good direction, not in a reshuffling manner. That do some coding, do some grammar, do some aptitude.
Okay.
Take a book, completely solve it. Take an English book, completely solve it. Take a simple questions like 200 questions. You can just go to the Geeks for Geeks and filter it out. So take that much amount of questions and solve them completely. Whatever you pick, solve them completely. This is the only way that you can go to the TCS Digital. There is no shortcut. If you find any shortcut on YouTube or anywhere else, then you must be trapped in that. You are not going to clear that. The only thing that you have to make much of labor, much of not much, very much coding questions. You have to just run around 200 coding questions. And one thing that you have to be in your own, that is the honesty, because honesty and integrity are the two things which is going to clear all the HR rounds and all. So this is my suggestion.
Thank you, Avinash. So I hope this video will be helpful for a lot of candidates who are going for TCS or any MNC company, because the process, everything will be same. Interview questions, TR questions may repeat in every company. So the only thing is preparation is must assured, and be confident. So we provide honest answers during interview process. So thank you, Avinash, for sharing your interview experience in this YouTube channel.
So I have just one request from your side, from your platform, that there is my YouTube channel on YouTube named as Coder Wins. If your audience can fill, they can go to my coding, they can go to my YouTube channel and see that if there is anything useful for them, they can subscribe it and move it for further videos.
Yeah, I hope so. It is regarding the coding related, right?
Right. Yeah, I have uploaded 300 videos of Python, around 100 videos of C language, and the Java videos are already going on, and the full intensive course of Java full stack developer is already uploaded there.
So it's it's very important for the candidates also. Like they should have a technical knowledge. I hope this will be useful for them.
Yeah.